Welcome back to Desert Sun Crypto. I am your host, the Desert Sun. I've got another short and sweet one for you. So let's get into it. Cointelegraph, Turner Wright, had just posted this article 9 hours ago. CFTC commissioner says agency has broad enforcement authority on crypto derivatives. I'm going to give you what one of the commissioners says and give you my take on this. So she's quoted Don Stump, who's a CFTC commissioner, is quoted saying that a trading platform that offers derivatives on digital assets to U.S. persons without registering in violation of the CFTC trading rules is subject to the CFTC's enforcement authority. Well, nothing new there. But check this out. When she's talking about digital assets, however, she says even if a digital asset is a commodity, it is not regulated by the CFTC. Really interesting because I know someone who was in the CFTC before who would disagree with you and happen to leave. I'm curious, we've seen a lot of people leaving all over the place. I think what's happening, just my 2 cents, is that anybody who's in the space that knows about this cryptocurrency space and has some, is basically, finance savvy, is leaving and going where the money's at because this regulation um, bubble seems to be a really dull place to stay. And I think rather than fight this thing with, what's the CFTC gonna, go to blows with the SEC? I doubt it. I think Brian Quintens was just like, screw it, I'm out of here. But I think it's clear in seeing who is still standing, what their thought is. But she goes on to say, such as the futures contracts on Bitcoin and Ether are listed for trading on various CFTC and regular exchanges. And she's basically talking about the derivatives market. As it stands, the U.S. government agencies, including the CFTC, SEC, and the Financial Crimes Enforcement Network, or FinCEN, are largely responsible for handling digital asset regulation enforcement in the country. However, each has different jurisdictional claims regarding crypto, which is ultimately, where Quintus, I believe, was splitting hairs with some of the other commissioners with regard to, what they believed was their jurisdiction. Jumping over, I saw this. I thought it was interesting. It's time to pump. That's another one from Cointelegraph. Marcel Peckman. Data suggests traders intend to push Filecoin, FIL or Phil, above $100. Now, I'm not even going to read this article because I'm not really into pumping anything up. I mean, this analysis is great. It's interesting, okay, but I'm definitely not in the whole pumping space. I think if there's anybody that wants to pump any coin at this point, I'd say that the coin is probably garbage. And I've seen this happen so often that great. There's some people that make some fantastic money on it, but then on the flip side, there's a lot of people that lose a lot of money because they get into this pump cycle that they're going to become a millionaire overnight, and they drop a couple hundred or 1,000, and they lose it, and then they're wondering, scratching their head why their best friend from high school told them that they would become a millionaire. Anyhow, that's just my 2 cents with that. I just thought it was a funny article to share. The other thing I want to share was just some news and some really positive things that were being said in this space. This one from out of Motley Fool. Why Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP investors are cheering today. So the article talks about how Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Dogecoin, for that matter, we're up. Well, so what? Um, they're kind of pointing to PayPal Holdings or PayPal and how they just launched cryptocurrency service in the United Kingdom, permitting users to buy, sell, and keep crypto in their PayPal accounts. Now, going back a few episodes that I've done, this is really going to be interesting because this is where adoption happens. It's going to happen on the peer-to-peer level, because once people adopt it and they're trading it, they're going to want to use it. I don't see people that are going to, send, a tenth of a XRP or an Ethereum to someone else and just have it sit there. There's not a lot of people that want to hold. They want to get their money and get out. That's what majority of the people are doing. So they need some mechanism or some incentive to, buy something. So perhaps we'll start seeing more places that are, friendly to crypto users. The other one I'm going to show is this that obviously grabbed my attention from Forbes. Bankers issue seismic warning. Bitcoin, Ethereum, BNB, Cardano, and XRP could replace the dollar in just 5 years as crypto market price adds $1 trillion. Now, this should come as no surprise to anybody. Forbes, they haven't really been on top of the crypto space until recent. It's really only been because of some of the movement from some of the larger institutions in finance and namely the banks. But what they're pointing at is how Bitcoin had broke 50,000 last night and hadn't since May. But there really isn't anything here that's overwhelmingly saying here is exactly why. And I don't know if I just got like a short article or whatever the case may be, but there really wasn't anything in this article that made me think, wow, here comes the adoption and all these changes. Now, they did say in here, which it's really of nothing new here, is a strong majority, 81% of almost 1,300 executive question think blockchain, the technology that underpins Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, is broadly scalable and has already achieved mainstream adoption. Meanwhile, 73% think their company should adopt crypto, blockchain, or risk losing competitive advantage. Listen, folks, this isn't anything new. And it kind of concerns me that, we talk about lawsuits or we talk about infrastructure bill, and it's just very low level articles written. And I honestly, Billy Bambro from Forbes just I'm not going to knock this article that much, but this is something that I keep seeing over and over again. This is like a repeat of the same stuff we hear over and over again. And I'm going to tell you this is why you need to dig in and do your research when you're looking at stuff in the crypto space, because ultimately what you're going to start seeing is like, this is like just changing a couple paragraphs around. I'm sorry, Billy Boy, but this is I've heard this. I've read this article, one like it, about 1 billion times already, and the year's not even over yet. So I'm gonna leave it there. I'm gonna finish on a positive note that I appreciate every single person that stops by and checks out these videos. Give it a like, a share, comment below. But certainly, if there's anything you'd want me to cover, don't hesitate to reach out. Very, very approachable. But that's going to do it for Desert Sun Crypto. Y'all have a good one and look forward to seeing you here soon.